Six Productions presents Daleks chase Doctor Who through time and space. This thrilling and cautionary tale begins after Doctor Who, a policeman named Tom, Doctor Who's granddaughter Susan, and his niece Louise helped to stop the Dalek invasion of Earth in 2150 AD. Whilst they had successfully stopped that invasion of Earth, and had dropped their new friend Tom back off at Earth in 1966, something that they didn't know is that the Daleks that were still on Skaro were very much aware of what had occurred.
Our conquest of Earth has failed.
How is that possible?
The humans were aided by a time traveler.
Who is this time traveler?
The last report shows that he was the rebel leader known as Doctor Who. Other time travelers are noted as Susan and Louise and Tom.
We must construct a time machine of our own. They must pay for their crimes. They must be exterminated.
Exterminate, 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 exterminate.
So, unbeknownst to our heroes, Doctor Who, the Daleks were constructing their own time machine, and it would not be long before they would complete it. However, in the meantime, Doctor Who was constructing his own device, a device that he called a time-space visualizer, Susie.
But grandfather, there are so many other things that we have to do. You said you would stock up on spare fluid links. After meeting the Daleks again, I thought you would have realised.
Fluid link. But there's nothing wrong with the fluid link, Susie.
I know that now, grandfather, but what if there is? We certainly don't want to be stranded on somewhere like Skaro again, do we?
What would I do without my fellow little scientist? Very well, then gather Louise, and I'll set our journey to that nice little cottage we have.
Will you though, grandfather? Honestly, I think you'd lose your head if I wasn't here to look after you.
Maybe you're right, Susie, maybe you're right. Susan went off in search for Louise, whereas Doctor Who continued tinkering with his time-space visualizer, a marvellous device which allowed the user to see any point in recorded history. All they had to do was pick the date and the time. Before TARDIS landed, Doctor Who wanted to demonstrate it. Susan chose to watch one of Abraham Lincoln's many presidential speeches. Louise chose to watch Queen Elizabeth I's coronation, whereas Doctor Who himself decided to choose a Beatles concert from Top of the Pops, which Susan rolled her eyes to and didn't seem to be interested in it at all. Louise tapped her foot to it slightly, whereas Doctor Who leapt out of his chair and started dancing round TARDIS, flinging his arms around in the motion of the music. Louise and Susan had never seen him move so much in his life. They then finally landed on the planet Iridius.
Thank goodness for that. Wait, grandfather, this is not our cottage.
My word, I must have accidentally hit a few of the controls while I was dancing. How clumsy of me, Susie.
You did that deliberately, grandfather.
Oh, you just couldn't resist another adventure, could you?
Well, that's all right. Neither could I. There's a bunch of sand dunes up there. I'm going to go and explore them.
Wait, Susan. You know, I can't keep up with her these days. Louise, Susan, well, I have a little lie down. You know, time really does get to me these days. I can't even keep up with little Susie anymore. I forget that one day she'll be a full-grown woman. Louise agreed and headed off to go find Susan, whereas Doctor Who pulled out a blanket, laid it onto the sand and lay down, and began singing to himself. What's that awful noise? The time-space visualizer. Now let me fix this. The Daleks! The time-space visualizer showed 4 Daleks that were silver, constructing a time machine. They were being supervised by a 5th red Dalek. Then, a 6th black Dalek entered the room.
Give your report. Our time machine is nearly completed. Your sole mission is to exterminate Doctor Who and the other time travelers. Any other life is unimportant. Do you understand? Yes, I understand. Other Daleks will soon be joining you. You must pursue them through all eternity. Pursue, pursue, pursue and exterminate. I obey. The time machine is now completed. You will now enter. Order all Daleks to enter the time machine. I obey. We have arrived and are ready to embark. Good. You will join the other 4 Daleks. We obey. Daleks conquer and destroy. 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 Daleks conquer and destroy.